start that. There are a lot of changes in the regulations at the moment. There are a lot of changes regarding to the consumers you have to serve. That is a quite important point because the new generation of consumers, the Instagram generation, the Tinder generation, the Spotify generation, these people, they have a completely different understanding and expectation of user experience or delivery. These people are used to swipe left and right and get the newest things. So you have to deliver something like that. But there's also another change which is impacting the utility disruption, and that is most of the utilities, many utilities, have aging infrastructure. Who's from the US? Somebody here? And you know the US network quite well. And you know also in the US network they still have elements built by Thomas Edison. Things like that, of course. So utilities have to do a lot of modernization work. And that is even more important for the IT side. There are so many aging IT systems out there, and all of them are affecting the utility transition. So an important thing, and I was listening to many presentations the last day, and I heard a lot of people talking about digital transformation and the future utility. But what is really the future utility? And you can call it whatever you want it. Some people would call it energy 4.0, some people call it the energy cloud. I like to call it the platformed digital utility. And what I mean with platform digital utility, I strongly believe as a utility, if you do not adapt to become a software company, to become a data-driven company, you are losing your role and your position. You have to think platform. You have to think platform from an infrastructure point of view. That means you have to be able to get assets into it, renewables into your infrastructure, microgrid elements. But you have also to think platform from a data point of view. Because innovation is not coming from inside in the future, the innovation is coming from the outside. So you as a utility, you have to build a platform where third-party companies can plug in, get data, and build innovation. And that's what I call the platform digital utility. But there's also another thing which I believe is important for the utility of the future, HR utility. And we're going to do a webcast on HR utility in about 2 weeks. So if you check out our website, greenbird.com, you're going to find the webcast there. The German utility, EMBW, a huge utility, one of the big 3 in Germany, will talk about the HR utility, what it means. But HR utility, the short version, is changing the mindset and focusing on delivering services much faster. How to do that, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So for me, it's all about, the platform digital utility. And some of the elements, who's from a utility here? Quickly. Any utilities? Wonderful. So think about it. Because the future, the platform digital utility is 100% data driven. Analytics driven. All decisions are made on data. You are data, you are a software company. Think about it. Are you there today? Maybe. The future utility will be 100% digitized. The future utility will be agile. And quite important are the last 2 things. Future utility will be tech savvy. Tech savvy means in the end, you are using modern technologies. You are using modern IT systems. You are not using these old style, big enterprise applications where you cannot integrate to, where you cannot get data out of it. You're going to use modern IT architecture styles. That is tech savvy. You're going to use cloud-based technologies or cloud-native technologies because you want to deliver fast. That is tech savvy. And the entire user focus will be user focused on the digital natives, the new generation. And that is what the future utility will look like. Interestingly, when I talk to utilities, and we in Greenbird, we are in a lucky situation. even if we are coming from the small but beautiful country of Norway, we are doing business in Taiwan, in Kuwait, in Dubai, of course Germany, in the UK. So we are speaking with a lot of utilities. And most of the utilities agree. They have to be data-driven. They want to be data-driven in the future. They want to understand that data is going to be core business. But they spend 80% of their entire spendings, of all the money, just in maintaining status quo. Think about it. I hear so many times the CEOs of utilities talking about we want to be innovative. 80% is just in maintaining the status quo. It's enormous. The other thing which is interesting is, whenever you start innovating, and I know some people are driving analytics projects here in the audience, whenever you do analytics, whenever you build new services, 80% of your entire development for the new services is just making data accessible. 80%. So that means you spend 80% just on maintaining status quo, less than 20% to innovate, and of this 20%, again, you spend 80% in just preparing the data, and less than 20% in innovating. The CEO talks about innovation, and you spend 20 of 20, I don't even count. How much is it? That's not that much. In another topic. But also important is 80%, more than 80% of the data you as a utility have available, you don't use it at all. Because it's not structured, it's not made accessible, it's stored some kind in a silo application, you cannot access it. So remember these 80, 80, 80. To continue with this 80, I have the last 80. Because yesterday and today I heard many people talking about digital transformation. But more than 80% of the utilities fail this digital transformation. More than 80%. It's not me saying, it's analyst companies like Gartner, companies like that, 80% of the utilities fail. Do you want to know why? Me too. One of the things why utilities fail with digital transformation, and to be honest, it's not only utilities, but it would be strange to talk about financial companies here. Most organizations fail because they do not have a strategy for digital transformation at all. So it's nice to talk about digital transformation. Everybody likes to talk about digital transformation, but you need a strategy to do it. That's one thing. The other thing is, many organizations do not even have the digital skills. So the skills to develop digital services, but also the skills to understand what the digital humans in the future want from us. The third thing, and that's of course one of the things I like best, because that supports our business model, poor data. A lot of digital services are not able to be delivered because there's so much poor data, bad data. And the same for IT systems. A lot of the systems you are running, utilities are running as of today, are not built for digital future. So that are the challenges many organizations and many utilities have. And I'm quite sure if we will discuss in a private room, most of the utilities would agree with me. So we have to change that. And you don't even have to be Einstein to understand that you have to change it, but it's important to understand if we, utilities or all other organizations, when we start talking about we want to do a digital transformation, we want to be a digital utility, we have to do things differently. That's important. That is exactly what we call the digital DNA. So we have to build up, we have to invest in building up a digital DNA in the entire organization. What is a digital DNA? What do I mean? The digital DNA for me are built on three elements. It's number one, it's the organization. Sorry, I'm always moving. It's the organization, so the way you are organized, the way your organization is working. So the digital DNA has to be part of the organizational structure, the mindset in the organization. But the digital DNA, it's all about the humans, the people inside the organization and the people outside, your clients. The third thing, it is technology. And how can we build the digital DNA? There are 4 core elements. The first thing, what we have to do, and that's not for utilities only, that is for all of the organizations. The first thing, we have to start to think digital. So whatever we are planning, whatever we are doing, whatever new service we want to deliver, we have to think it must be a digital service. So we have to start like that, and we have to get into an agile mindset. What I mean with an agile mindset is many organizations out there, they are used to, whenever there's a new idea for a service, for some kind of a new solution, they are used to do a 6, 9, 12-month project to analyze the business idea. The result, typically 50 beautiful PowerPoint slides, then you start doing a business case, and after 2 years, maybe you start implementing the solution. That's not an agile mindset. In an agile mindset, you drop the PowerPoint slides, you jump directly into, you test out, you validate a kind of a solution, an idea you have, you try to do it fast, you try to validate fast, maybe you fail fast, but you try it, because done is better than perfect, and success always beats discussion. So we have to embrace this kind of a digital thinking. But the second part, which is important as an organization, we have also to adapt the digital working. And I use an example for my own company. We want to be a digital native company. We want to be a company providing a platform for utilities to drive digital transformation. So whenever I send documentation to people, and I would send papers, I would give you a flyer, then I'm not thinking digital at all. I'm not working digital, so we have everything we are doing internally also, we have to embrace and we have to adapt a kind of a digital working style too. And you have to do that yourself. Everything you can do digital, automated, you have to do that. And the third element, which is extremely important, is we have to use digital technology. We have to use modern IT architecture. We cannot use these old big enterprise applications, these old silo applications anymore. We have to use digital enabled technology. Then the fourth element, which is extremely important, we have to hire the right skills. You already remember when I talked about why are many utilities failing? Because they are lacking the skills. If we are not hiring the right people, if we are not building up the digital skills, we are not able to attract digital talent, we won't succeed with digital transformation. Now think about all the people coming from the university, all the students, data scientists and machine learning, they learn all the beautiful new things at the university. And then you would try to hire these people, and then they should run old style enterprise applications, doing some cron jobs and doing some batch file integrations. Do you really think these people would work for you? I don't believe so. So if we are not doing these four things to build the digital DNA, we won't succeed. I bet. And examples, what you can do then as a strategy. The most important things, what is part of a digital DNA and the strategy is, the first thing, think about IoT, think about connecting things, the people, the processes and the systems. Not just deploy the devices, you have to connect, you have to get the IoT, the things, into the workflows and into the systems and into the people's working style. We have to automate and digitize all the processes, and what we have to do, we have to build synchronization or harmonization between the digital and the physical world. That's what's called a digital twin. And we have also, quite important, I mentioned it already 3 times, we have to set the new consumers, the new generation of consumers, we have to put them into the focus, and you have to become a software company, a data company. I'm quite sure you all heard the saying from Mark Andreessen. He was the founder of Netscape, but he said, software is eating the world. Have you heard that? What he meant in the end, every business is going to be a software business. There won't be any other industry than software in the future. But there's no business out there which is not driven by software. But I don't think software is eating the world. I believe data is eating the world. If you are not a data company, you cannot succeed. So make data, make analytics your core business. That is what these guys are calling. The last thing, which is extremely important, is you need a modern architecture platform. And the modern architectural platform, it's a platform which typically would utilize cloud-native technologies. Why that? Because you want to be agile. You don't want to wait 6 months for a firewall to be opened. You need agile deliverables. You want a platform which can handle OT-IT integration in a secure way. You want a platform you can deploy both in your local data center, maybe on Azure, maybe on a cloud, what's called a cloud mesh. You need a platform like that. And in the end, you need a platform which is supporting you in leveraging your existing infrastructure, but you have to build a new layer on top, the data services layer, the intelligence layer, where you can deliver digital services fast. So you have to build a modern platform where you can integrate all your legacy stuff, where you can make data accessible, and then you can build on top APIs, modern data services, where you can provide smart services. That is what we have to do, and that's what I call the operating system for our digital future. Thanks.